Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. Once again, another unmasked video with Mr. Dancer and his magic mask. The weekend's coming, so I know a lot of people are looking for some films to watch. Unlike me, who's currently addicted to Slay the Spire, so I'm probably just gonna get drunk, forget that cinema exists, and binge on the game for like 12 hours a day. The Euro ended recently. NBA playoffs ended recently, and the Olympics just started. So it seems like kind of a sporty time. That's why I'm sure you're definitely not going to want to stay with the family as they yell at the TV about athletes they don't understand, and instead sit in your room and avoid them by watching a sports movie instead. Completely not hypocritical.
I've loved you since I was 11. The shit won't go away.
So if this weekend you're planning to have a big party, the first film I'd recommend for that is Love and Basketball. The film was released in 2000 and directed by Gina Prince-Bythewood. This film is very simple. It's about love and basketball. It's about Quincy and Monica, who grow up in the same neighborhood together. As they grow up together, they fall in love. But it also turns out they're both very good at basketball. Because of basketball, their relationship sort of has to take pauses. Because of their dreams, their ambitions, and how they don't always align. The reason why I would recommend this film as a party film is because the cheesiness is super fun. The melodrama in this film is extreme. This can make cheesy moments fun to laugh at, fun to smile with. But the film does have great, beautiful romantic scenes that you can feel beauty in and feel emotional to. If you're like me, you could even cry. Though I think I cried more to the fact that I don't have dreams and I kind of just hate humanity. Okay, I realize I'm making this film sound like pure melodrama filth. I should apologize. This film does have sort of more interesting themes to it. It's a great example of black characters on a bigger budget sort of Hollywood film. It also constantly challenges gender roles in sports. So you'll see Quincy have to rethink his own masculinity a bunch of times and also readapt. And this film is a great sports film. It does show a type of desperation to achieve a dream. People have to adapt their dreams, and it sucks because that's what they love. But at least in Love and Basketball, these two somehow manage to continue finding each other. If your weekend plans are a little more relaxing, you're planning to sit in bed, hold some pillows, love your stuffed animal, have a hot chocolate, pour it on your head, I highly recommend Personal Best, a movie directed by Robert Towne, released in 1982. This is going to be my most Olympic recommendation. Personal Best is about a girl named Chris, a young track and field athlete who's trying to join the Olympic team of the US. It's not going so well for her until she befriends a more experienced track and field competitor called Tori Skinner. Chris and Tori fall in love, and their relationship goes well. But since they're competing for the same spot, things get complicated, especially after Tori introduces Chris to work under the same coach. Personal Best is a great comfy film because the relationship between Skinner and Chris is a very comfy relationship. Watching their relationship grow and watching both of them encourage each other to win at sports is one of my favorite things in this film. And because it's such a vast movie on very two personal characters, you really feel comfortable with them and you really feel like you're a part of their lives as they strive hard to work towards their Olympic goals. The other reason why this is a great movie to watch in bed is because it's really erotic. There are a lot of naked female bodies, and some of them will be fucking in this film. The erotica in this film is important though, because as a sports film, this film truly believes in bodies. The erotica is sort of a parallel to the body parts that are used in exercise. When these girls both work out and train, you'll see a lot of very slow moved, repetitive shots of different parts of their muscles, bodies that are working to, I don't know, say throw a shot put. In the same way, when the girls get intimate, you see a lot of close-ups on their faces when they kiss. Bodies is a great comfy topic because when you're in bed, you're always stimulating your body. And by that, I don't mean just masturbation. You can cuddle pillows, you know.
I plan on plastering this pervert's face everywhere.
Well, that's you dirty-minded fuck. If this weekend you're in the mood to be a sick fuck, but you feel too guilty to keep watching Degen porn, I want to recommend a film called Tokyo Fist to you. Released in 1995 and directed by the famous gore and fucked up film director Shinya Tsukamoto, Tokyo Fist is about a man named Yoshiharu who meets his childhood friend one day, Kojima. Kojima is a boxer, and he sort of steals Yoshiharu's wife, Hizuru, by beating the shit out of Yoshiharu. This film then develops into a sort of boxing training movie where the two men don't just compete in boxing, but also compete for Hizuru's affection. As the movie continues, you watch these two men descend into chaos because of their competition with each other, but also because of their obsession with Hizuru. This film is my entry to the Tokyo Olympics because it's Japanese, and it's probably the least sport film out of all the sports films I'm recommending, despite the fact boxing is a main central line in this film. If you've seen anything by Tsukamoto, then you do know and can expect what this movie stylistic will be like. A ton of gore, a ton of blood, fun editing, special effects. This film is extremely violent and uses bleached out colors to sort of bring a very grimy and dark atmosphere. There's a lot of great body horror in this film too, so if that type of horror makes you squealy, then this film's perfect.
Gilles de Kermadec was fascinated by slow motion, by how movement is broken down. He was fascinated by everything that allows you to see what the eyes can't see.
If this weekend you're looking to grind your brains a little bit, challenge yourself maybe, let me recommend John McEnroe, In the Realm of Perfection, which is, of course, a John McEnroe documentary. In the Realm of Perfection was released in 2018 and directed by Julien Faraut. Because this is more of a video essay than a truly step-by-step sort of documentary narrative film. This film does follow John McEnroe's life, but instead of filming his life, it's more of a sort of video essay that collects his moments and recollects them into one long film. Subject-wise, John McEnroe is already fascinating. He's one of the most tantrum-heavy sports people in the entire world. And he was one of the best tennis players while sometimes acting like a child 24/7. The filmmaker, Faraut, after he sees a few footages by Gilles de Kermadec, I think his name is, who is a documentarist who was completely obsessed with John. Kermadec's footage seems to suggest that there's a similar type of artistic expression in the way John McEnroe plays tennis and the way a documentarist might film tennis. To do this, There are a lot of pseudo-scientific like filmmaking techniques that in this film that make it look like a research into John McEnroe's form. Some of the filming techniques feel like they belong more in a nature documentary, but instead it's put in this narrative biopic basically. There was something almost mystical about filming John McEnroe play tennis. This sort of meta-ness is incredibly interesting and done very well. Just seeing two usually unrelated understandings of artistic forms put together. So these are the 4 films I'm going to recommend. I hope you watch them. If you like them, leave a comment below. If you don't like them, let me know too. If you want to recommend me a film, you can also leave that in the comments below. Though, as I mentioned before, Slay the Spire is wrecking my life. So we'll see where we go from there. Like and subscribe, and check out my channel for some more in-depth analysis on different types of movies.